Welcome to this installment of the Straight Edge Game Room. Today we're going to be looking at the Bible game on PlayStation 2. The title couldn't be any more straightforward than that. I'm going to give this a fair chance. Let's get into it.
Hey, you need to choose a character to play and a name to let us know who you are. Click on Done when you're finished.
The Bible game. Now when you hear a title like that, if you're already familiar with the Wisdom Tree games and other Bible games that might have come out on PC, you kind of go into this with low expectations. But does the Bible game on the PlayStation 2 break that stereotype? Unfortunately, it doesn't. They try to make it interesting with this game show setting, and you're greeted by a jovial game show host who has the mannerisms of an elderly man with really bad arthritis. Each contestant takes a turn controlling the board until they pass to the next player or feel the wrath of God. Look, I'm not trying to be funny. That's what actually happens in this game. That's a hazard you risk if you try to monopolize the board instead of letting others have a turn.
Noble result, and you are hereby bequeathed Wrath of God. Round's over, Red. You lose all of your points for this one.
But the Wrath of God, as it's called, can happen randomly. And the Wrath of God plague happened to me 3 times.
Wrath of God. Round's over, Red. Wrath of God. Round's over, Red. You lose all of your points for this one.
Yes, you could get points with your basic Bible knowledge, but it seems the key to winning is at the mercy of the luck of the draw. Like Mario Party and Sonic Shuffle, this does have a handful of mini-games. But for whatever reason, they're called challenge games. And one thing I will say to its irony is that the games are pretty challenging, but for all the wrong reasons. They're quirky and they control terribly. They're confusing and just all over the place. Leap of Faith, for example, this is one of the worst ones on this game. You have to maneuver your cursor, which is tedious and very awkward to move. Then you have to tap the X button to get your character to jump. What you're trying to do is get your character to jump on a rock with mana on it. But your character can only jump so far, so you gotta move your cursor again closer to that rock with the mana on it and make your character jump again. And most of the time another player will get that mana before you do. And then there's the Lion's Den, inspired by Daniel in the Lion's Den. The object is to provoke the lions to chase you so you can make them fall in these pits. And just look at it, it plays like awful. A lot of these games are for all 4 players, but you can also play single player games, like this Samson game where you gotta tap the X button repeatedly like a maniac to bring down the Temple of Dagon. I love how they made Samson look like Messiah Marcolin from Candlemas. And like most Bible games that I've seen, there is Bible trivia. Each of the answers are mapped to the action buttons, and the faster you push the correct button, the more points you gain. Most of the questions are at the level of basic children's Sunday school, but there is some intermediate trivia as well. And then there's weird questions like this. I don't know how many chapters there are, why are you asking me to do math? The Bible didn't even originally have chapters and verses, but whatever.
What we are looking for is 1,189.
There's the Commandment section of the game, which makes no sense to me. This part of the game will earn you points for absolutely nothing. It shuffles between 3 options of who you're going to collect from. Heaven, which is the actual game itself, the leader, the person who's ahead in points, or everybody. And then it shuffles for the amount.
Green, today is your day. You receive manna from heaven.
But there's a flip side to this, if you can believe it. You're playing this shuffle game to give points to somebody else. Now I'm aware, in principle, this sort of thing does happen in Mario Party, but here they make it look like you're doing charity. So the object of the game isn't really to win. That's what it looks like to me anyway. I don't get it. Finally, you reach the Grace of God round.
Blue! I know it looks bleak, but you still have one more chance to seek the grace of God. Are you ready?
So, if you're low on points, this is your last chance to rank up that score. You randomly select the question marks on the tree, and hopefully you get fruit. But if you get the serpent, well, that's it, you're done. Look, I'm not trying to be irreverent in any way, but what are you trying to tell me with all this wrath of God business earlier, and now the grace of God? Was God mad at me earlier for playing this game? Now I gotta seek his forgiveness in the Garden of Eden? Who programmed this game? The fat angel lady from King of the Hill?
You go to hell!
Oh my goodness, maybe I'm just reading too much into it. In all fairness, the Bible game is not the worst game out there, but it doesn't do a good job of teaching kids the Bible. So if anybody out there was looking for a teaching tool in the form of a game, this is not it. But maybe this game was not programmed for that purpose and might just be for fellowship and fun. So I'll give it the benefit of the doubt in that regard, but bottom line, this game is not a teaching tool. But it fails miserably as a game. It had a very unoriginal concept, but it might have worked had they done it right. It's incredibly quirky and random. The mini-games are hit and miss at best, but most of them are miss. I wanted this game to be good, I really did, but it isn't. Well, that about wraps up this installment of the Straight Edge Game Room. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, reference my video catalog for past episodes, and I'll see you again next time. Take care.
Well done. Let's add that to your total. Blue. What's it gonna be? Take a chance or pass control? Impressive. And the game screen presents you with Wrath of God. So sorry, Blue. You lose all of your points for this round.